Hey, Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahawah, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Part 1 cut off on me. So just restarting here. I left off, so to, probably go watch part 1 if you're watching this later, if it's not live, right? I left off at John 14 and 26. So let's pick back up there. All right, and just a prelude to that, our primary comfort, now this is the comfort in brotherhood, but our primary comfort is going to come from, Yahawah, the word. Then another comfort for us, is, the body of believers, man, who display their gift of faith by rehearsing the righteous acts. And we might get to Judges 5 and 11 later in the lesson. Who display their they display their gift of faith by the rehearsing of the righteous acts, so they can receive immortality. That's one of the things that we get. We got immortality on our mind. These people, they don't have that on their mind. They got quick fixes on their mind. Instant gratification. That's what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about the ways of Yahawah. They're not thinking about the earth being governed in righteousness. They're not thinking about the earth operating at its fullness. They're not thinking about justice. They're not thinking about these things. These are not things that cross their mind. Let me see here. Make sure don't cut off on me again. Yeah, but continuing on. All right. This is let's read John 14:26 once more. Okay, it reads, "But the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name," because we know the scriptures is written of him, and we'll get that later as well. "He shall teach you all things." And that's, again, going back to the Lord has given us everything that we need to know for our mission right now. Our mission right now is to receive salvation. All right. And that's going to come to those who are standing up against the evildoer and being doers of the word and not hearers only. And if you're a man that was in doubt to teach, you're supposed to what? You're supposed to be bringing it out. Lifting up your voice like a trumpet and showing the people their transgressions. While simultaneously, what? Doing what the Lord has called you to do. All right, so let's go to John 14 and John 1 and 14, just to back up the statement that I made about John 14:26, how it was written of Yahawah, the volume of the book. All right, John 1 and 14, this is why he is to be worshipped, man. Without him, we don't even have a bridgeway back to the Father. But you have those who are proud, just like they were in ancient times, who want to disregard Yahawah, man. And those who are disregarding him, man, they're not going to receive salvation. It's just what it is. That's what it boiled down to, John 1 and 14. "And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory. The glory is of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth." Now let's go to John 15:26. "But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceeded from the Father, he shall testify of me." And it's Yahawah speaking, man. Let's go to, let's keep proving. Let's go to, where is it? I believe it's in Luke 24. Let me double check, make sure, like 24 and 40. No. Yep. Luke 24 and 44. Just to put an icing on the cake, man. The volume of the book is written of Yahawah. All right. Luke 24 and 44. "And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses, Torah, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me." The volume of the book, man. All right. So let's get that Judges 5 and 11 that I mentioned. Because those who are fed up with this place, the brotherhood, what are the body of believers, what are they going to be doing, truly? They're going to be seeking to offend less. They're going to be seeking to offend the Lord less. And how do you offend him less, man? You rehearse the righteous acts. All right, Judges 5 and 11. "They that are delivered from the noise of the archers, the missiles, because this place is going to be destroyed with missiles. Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed with missiles, man. That's biblical prophecy. And you'll never hear that from the apologists. You'll never hear them really go into detail in the prophecy and link it up through the volume of the book, because they don't have the spirit of Yahawah. The spirit of Yahawah is the spirit of prophecy, as the scriptures say. All right? They that are delivered from the noise of the archers, and we seek to be delivered. We seek to be hid in the day of the Lord's anger, right? In the places of drawing water, representing the captivity, our captivity, there, here, shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, the law, the instructions he gave us. The righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates, and the gates represents the leadership. And the true leaders of Israel are the men that the Lord set up. Okay? And we're going to be instructing people to be what? Doers of the word and not hearers only. It's one of my favorite precepts, man. James 1, and let's go get it. James 1 and 22. It says, but be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. So don't come as you are, like they tell you in the church. You're called into this thing. You're quickened by the Spirit to become a new creature, to put off your old ways, to put off those worldly ways, man, because they only lead to death and destruction. All right? But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in the glass, looking into the mirror. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. A man that'll look in the mirror and then go and forget what he looks like. That man, his understanding, his elevator doesn't go all the way up to the top. And it's not someone to be followed. But our people, they flock to these men in the churches who do all sorts of wickedness, who aren't rehearsing the acts at all. You understand? So it indeed, it's a big problem. And the blind leaders the blind, they both shall fall into the ditch. They're leading each other to destruction, man. And really, they're fine with it being that way. We talked about Romans 1 in the first part, right? They have all these varying characteristics that are contrary to how the Lord told us to conduct ourselves. And not only do they possess those characteristics, they uplift those who have them, because they're concerned about right here. They're concerned with the world. That's why Jake in the world, he can't envision anything outside of Esau's rulership. He can't envision what success even looks like outside of Esau's rulership. The average Jake in the world, he doesn't have, dreams about having dominion of the earth and people. He looks at it as that as a bad thing, having rulership over people. All right, continuing on. I'm going to just finish this off here in James 24. It says, for he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. Man, we seek to be blessed in our deed. We seek to be hid in the day of the Lord's anger, man. That's what we seek. And that's why it's such a comfort when you're around people who are on that same mission and who are acting it out. It's a relief from the that compressed feeling, man, when you're around these people in the world. It's like, oh, you can't even be. Because you don't even desire to be around people who are contrary to the Lord, man. And I can't wait to where that's not even a thing. To where you got a mask, that you're trying to serve the Lord. When you're amongst these people. Yeah, man. So amongst the brotherhood, you're able to, keep each other in check and to become sharper with people. All right, we're able to police each other, police the body, and police ourselves. So we walk circumspectly, and we lean into one another's fire, and it lights our fire. We become sharper. We become more circumspect. We pick up on different things because all these brothers are having different experiences and learning different aspects about how to deal with things in this world and maneuver and having epiphanies that the Lord is revealing unto them. And then we reveal it unto each other and we all grow. And that's a beautiful and a comforting feeling, man. Because what that truly is we're all just getting closer to the Lord together. All right, so let's go to got a couple more precepts and then I'll close up. It's Ephesians, the 5th chapter and the 14th verse. All right, it reads, wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest. And we were asleep at one point in time, but the Lord quickened us through the Spirit. We were those dry bones, but the Lord, we grew flesh. The Lord put the flesh on us, the skin, and we started to be alive again. These other people, they're still in that dead state. If you cool with hanging out with these people and you trying to follow Yahawah, man, you might as well go sit at the cemetery. That's what you're doing. You're just kicking it with dead folks. Now you got to be amongst them in the world, but you know it shouldn't sit right with you being around these people in the world, man. If it's you know, the less you could be around them, the better. You know. Because one or two things happen. You either, you know, through your conduct are pulling them into the light, or they pulling you, you know, back towards darkness. Okay. Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. We see where this place is headed, where this society is headed, because we understand prophecy. We're paying attention. We're being watchers, right? Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. What is our Lord's will, man? That this kingdom be completely decimated, and that the new heavens and the new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness is established. That righteousness go forth in the earth, man. That's what we want. We want righteousness to go forth in the earth and beyond, right? But these people, they don't care about that. Righteousness in this vile body, but we're going to be given new bodies, man. We seek new bodies that by default commit justice, that by default only do righteousness, that live forever, that don't get sick, that can enjoy the earth that was made for our sakes in the first place, that can enjoy the earth in fullness. All right, so verse Ephesians 5:17. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunk with the wine. With whose wine? Esau's wine. The same wine that it talks about in Habakkuk 2:4. His philosophy, his way of life, his perception of right and wrong, okay? That he pushes on the people, and the people are blinded and drunken with. It says, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, and you know, physical wine as well. Because, you know, you want to be sober-minded. You don't want to do anything in excess, right? And be not drunk with wine, where is excess, be filled with the Spirit. Okay? And by default, when you're around brothers, man, you're constantly having spiritual conversation. Brothers ask questions, brothers edifying one another. You can't help but to be in the Spirit, but to grow, you know? So that too is a gift to have access to that. And if you have access to it, that's something that shouldn't be taken for granted. All right, 2 Corinthians 4:16. Let's go there. And then after I read through this, I'll pretty much close it up. All right. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. So, you know, you're watching the videos, you're reading. And if you're privileged enough to be around brothers, man, you're being renewed every day. Although you're vexed from day to day, although you're sighing and crying for the wickedness being done in the world, we have that comfort through the word first, through brothers second. All right. The inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, you know, Jake is under the perception, especially here on this side, like giving their life to the Lord, man, is just like, is a big ask. Because they don't understand life and death. One, they look at it as like, oh, it's my whole life. Dude, this is nothing, man. We're spirits. We exist. We're eternal. Now this fleshly body, this is gonna pass. But by pursuing the Lord, man, everything will be added unto you. But Jacob's just so in love with darkness, man. The Lord put that spirit on them to be in love with darkness. So that's just what they're gonna be, regardless. Yeah, they see the penny as a very little thing. Not knowing that penny, you giving that penny, you could put it in them, you know, let's give you access to the kingdom. You put it in that little slide and open up the door, man, you get the whole kingdom. You get everything. They don't see the beauty in it, man. Nor do they desire it. All right, but you know, that's why majority of our people, man, they're gonna have their head down in the kingdom for a portion of time, man. They're gonna be ashamed, like, damn, that's how I was moving. Yeah. But they still gonna get to, at the end of the day, the Lord is merciful. They still gonna get, you know, be immortal. They're not gonna be on the level of the elect, but they still gonna be like gods upon the earth. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. And they don't have those spiritual eyes to see the things that are not seen. But at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal, they're temporary, and they're going to pass away. But the things which are not seen are eternal. All right? And the Lord has endowed us with the spiritual eyes to see the things that are not seen. So with that being said, man, Lord willing, you got something from it. I want to give all praises once more to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.